I'm Ryan.
And today we are hiking Watkins Glen State Park. This is the most famous state park out of the Finger Lakes in central New York.
Yeah, so Watkins Glen State Park is named after the village of Watkins Glen. The state park is right kind of on the edge of the town, and the town sits on the southernmost shore of Seneca Lake. Seneca Lake is one of the deepest of the Finger Lakes, and it gets its name from kind of the finger-like formation that the lake looks like. So the Native Americans mention the lakes in their stories. They say that a godlike creature, he dropped his hands down and he made an impression that made the lakes today. So it's kind of an interesting little tale, and it's a really cute town, and I think we're having a really good hike here.
Yep, today we'll be hiking about 4.2 mile round trip loop. Unfortunately, we were unable to bring the dogs, no dogs allowed, and we paid about $10 for parking.
Yeah, and the parking gets you all day. So you can park and then you're covered until sundown. So you can come and just explore the hiking trails, and then you can go walk through the town too. Yep. So it kind of covers you.
All right.
Let's do it. Century Bridge is one of the first things you'll see when you walk into the entrance of the gorge. It's one of the oldest man-made structures in the gorge, and if from the top of the bridge, if you look in the back, you'll see a hole that's cut, and that's where a team of men cut a hole in when the mills were still operating in this gorge, and it's used as a water relief area. But it's really cool to see, kind of hidden, and one of the oldest things that man-made in the park you'll see.
Another thing to mention is that it gets very busy. We actually came yesterday and it was so crowded we decided to come the next morning. Right now it's about 8:30 and people are starting to come in, but it's definitely not as busy as it was around 1 p.m.
So behind me is Cavern Cascade Falls. It's one of the first falls that you can walk behind, and it leads you to the spiral staircase behind it. And as you walk behind this, hold your hands out, feel the water. It's a really good place for photos too.
spot on the trail behind me is called the Glen Cathedral. And it gets that name from kind of the bold cathedral looking shape that it has to it. But it's a great example of all the different rock layers that you can see along the trail.
So the waterfall behind us is called Seneca Cascade, and it is about 60 feet. This is the highest waterfall in the park.
Behind us is Rainbow Falls. Rainbow Falls on bright sunny afternoons will create a rainbow that you can see from the trail. And below it are tidal pools that show where waterfalls once were hundreds of years ago.
This is the most photographed spot in the park.
How important it is to wear waterproof shoes if you want to come out here and walk this trail. There's a lot of waterfalls, a lot of trips coming from the canyon above, and if you got flip-flops or waterproof shoes, that's probably the best thing to do so you don't have wet socks the whole time. Highly recommend Solomon's. I love those, and they keep your feet dry.
About the Glen Canyon here is that you almost have two different ecosystems in this one canyon. On the one side of the gorge, you have plants that live in shade, so like ferns and everything like that, because they don't get any sun. And on the other side of the gorge, you're going to get more raspberries and invasive species, flowering plants, stuff like that, because it gets sun all the time. So it's really unique that in one gorge you have two different ecosystems on each side. So we just got done with our hike at the Glen, and we stopped for a quick lunch on the Seneca Wine Trail. We're at the Elf in the Oak, which is kind of like a cool little sandwich spot. They have great sandwiches, great fries, homemade chips, and I got the Reuben. Haley got the Philly cheesesteak there, and gonna give it a shot. So let's give it a try. Take a look at that. It's a good Reuben.
So we stopped to get wood-fired pizza. Look how delicious. We got a margarita pizza. It's right next to Colonial Inn and Creamery. We fully recommend it. The pizza is very thin and delicious.
We are ending our day at the Colonial Inn and Creamery. It's here on, I think it's Franklin Street, like the main street here in the town. The building is really old. You can actually stay here. It's like kind of a hotel, Airbnb type of thing. But they got great ice cream.
Yeah, we've kayaked all over the country, but for some reason this is gonna be our first time on paddleboards, and so far I'm loving them.
Yeah.
I'm dry.
I already fell in.
You already fell in. Yeah, it's we're getting the hang of it though. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and leave your comments what we can do better. Thanks.